I just want to put on the record that there's a name contained within Elisa Ball that the state may call during the sexually violent predator specification. Since it's in their discovery, I don't know if we have to supplement. We will supplement, but we just received the name Friday in their discovery, just putting them on notice at the earliest possible time that that's a potential witness.
Okay. Well, while we're discussing things on the record, Mr. Whitney, you indicated something about the expert report. Or?
Yes, Judge. I had a discussion yesterday with Mindset out of New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They indicated that the problems they've been having last week is they're having, I guess it's a problem with Ohio State. What they need to do before the preliminary is apparently run a scan to compare scans to. It's a scan that's done on one work mindset, and then they have a baseline that go from everything. They have to run it on every machine that's used. They have many of them all across the nation. However, they don't have one from Ohio State. They've been in contact with Ohio State over the last week, and Ohio State will not give them permission to use the machine that was used when Shawn had his MRI done. They've made efforts to contact Cleveland. What's the hospital? Big hospital in Cleveland.
Oh, there's University and there's Cleveland Clinic.
Cleveland Clinic. I don't know why they didn't work with Cleveland Clinic. They made arrangements to contact Cleveland Clinic. They already have a scan in their possession from the machine at Cleveland Clinic. And Cleveland Clinic said that they would then do Shawn's scan, would be another MRI of Shawn, because they can't compare it to the one down Columbus. They indicated that as far as the preliminary part, they could do that within 24 hours if they had the okay. Shawn was going to get a scan in Cleveland. I informed them, I said, they said they could start it yesterday. I said, look, don't start it because I can't tell you that there'd be another scan done on Shawn. So I'm supposed to let them know today or as soon as possible if that kind of situation is set up. We said that the scan would be cheaper than what the scan was in the University Hospital. But again, I told them until I have permission from the court, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Mr. Tonelli, you want to respond to that?
I don't know how to respond.
Yeah, I don't either. Because quite frankly, I'm not going to grant some authorization to expend funds without something in writing telling me what the parameters of that expenditure involve. You're not getting a blank check.
I can, excuse me, I can get that in writing. I just wanted the court to know up front that that's what it is.
Okay. So we're still at the point in terms of not having any preliminary analysis from Mindset to determine whether what they were suggesting is even a viable process to pursue at this point.
That's correct, Judge. We're worse off than what we were 2 weeks ago. Week and a half ago.
Well, no, I'd say you're at the same point. You got this data from Ohio State and Dr. Fabian's opinion and analysis of that data and nothing more. It's what you had a week ago.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm talking about I'm talking about the scans and being able to read the MRI because it had to be a complete new MRI done Shawn.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is a request that's framed in the context that we don't know if it's going to have any impact at all in this matter.
That's correct, Judge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
To say nothing of the Dahlgren standard.
Yeah. Well,
That's correct as well.
if we need to have that hearing first, then. Okay. Give me something in writing. We ready to go then otherwise?
Yes,
Sure, why not?
Okay. May be seated. It's 9:09 on the courtroom clock, 9:09 a.m. on April 30, 2018. We are starting day 6 of the evidentiary trial in State of Ohio versus Shawn M. Grate, 16 CRI 187. The record should reflect that all 12 jurors and 5 alternates have returned to the courtroom this morning. Mr. Grate is present with counsel as our counsel for the State of Ohio. We had concluded Friday, April 27th testimony with Detective Major on the stand, and it's my understanding Detective Major will continue with her direct examination. So Detective Major, if you'd please come forward this time to take the stand.
Ma'am, you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter to be the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Detective.
Good morning.
All right, when we concluded your testimony on Friday, we had watched a video of the defendant. I believe that occurred on September 15th.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, subsequent to that interview, did you and anyone else go to Lori's apartment?
Yes, sir.
And when did that occur?
September 19th, 2016.
And who'd you go with?
Detective Brian Evans,
And why'd you go there?
to retrieve an identification, a couple items for Lori that she needed.
Okay. And did Lori accompany you?
She did.
And where is Lori's apartment?
It is in the formerly Village Green or the Greens of Ashland, and it is apartment 236I is her apartment.
Okay. And you entered that apartment?
Yes, sir.
And what was your impression of that apartment?
It was, well, right off the bat, I noticed the amount of religious material, paintings that she completed, that she painted, religious-based paintings. I noticed artwork on the walls, and that the place was clean and in order.
And is, I guess, is her apartment consistent with your impression of her after speaking with her?
It was spot on with my impression of her.
And what items did you want to, I guess, see?
I wanted to see from the doorway. I wanted to see the vantage point from the doorway to see if I could see her wallet, as had been described the location had been described to me by Shawn Grate. I wanted to see if, to verify that. And there had been discussion of a can or a box that had been given to her by Shawn Grate. I wanted to see that but not take it at that time.
And reference the green wallet, can you see it from the doorway?
Yes, you can, from the doorway, directly in against the wall that would be facing. You could see a green wallet on a stand, a shelving stand.
And did you locate this box?
Yes, sir.
And where was it?
It was located under Lori's sofa in the apartment.
And did you collect these items at that time?
I did not.
And why not collect them at that time?
The collection was going to be done by a BCI agent, and at that time we were just going in to retrieve some necessary items as she was not staying in her apartment that day. She needed those items, so we were just going to retrieve a couple personal effects for her and leave anything crime scene related right where it was.
Did you inspect the green wallet at that time?
I did not.
Did Detective Evans or Lori spill it?
Detective Evans may have, but I did not touch it.
Okay. I guess what was your understanding of what was supposed to be in it?
There had been money in the wallet. We were trying to determine if the money was removed from the wallet. I believe that was checked. I have an understanding as to what was not in the wallet, which is the money, but I don't recall if that's from checking it right then or checking it when the actual search was done of the apartment.
Okay. Were you present for that search at the apartment?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, did you again then continue to interview the defendant?
Yes, I did.
And when did the next interview take place?
September 15th or September 17th, and then on the 21st.
Okay. Reference September 21st.
Yes.
What was your purpose in going and speaking to the defendant on that occasion?
He had sent over multiple kites or messages stating he wanted to meet with me, and I was responding to those kites and those messages.
Okay. And I guess a message from someone in the jail is referred to as a kite. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's referred to as a kite. It can be either electronic or it can be written, and then it goes into a database. If it's electronic, it comes over to the police department, or if it's written, it is hand delivered.
Okay. We've previously had testimony from Corporal Freelon. Are you familiar with Corporal Freelon?
Yes, I am.
I believe he might be a sergeant now.
Yes.
I show my age there. Would he also text you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, going forward from the 21st forward until the final time you interviewed the defendant, were all of those pursuant to his request?
Every one of those was pursuant to his request.
Okay. And the jail would contact you in some form or shape or form?
Yes, either a text, a phone call, an electronic kite, or a written kite.
All right. State's Exhibit 297. Corresponding transcript 298, 299, 300. 302, 303, 304, 305, 308, 310, 309 and 311, 306, 307, and 312. Here's your defense case. There you go. Show you Detective 297, 299, 302, 304, 308, and 310.
Okay.
You can take a second, look at those.
Okay.
Did you recognize those items?
Yes, I do.
And what are those?
State's Exhibit 297, 99, 302, 304, 308, and 310 are discs. These are recordings of my interview with Shawn Grate. These have my first initial, last name, and the date that I listened to these to authenticate these recordings.
And are each of those recordings a true and accurate representation of your conversation with Shawn Grate on September 21st, 2016?
Yes,
And each one of those has been redacted in some way, correct?
these have all been redacted, yes.
Okay, and the remaining audio is still accurate?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, if I may publish these as we go.
Any objection?
No objection, Judge, thank you.
Thank you.
Some of these are extremely short, they vary in length. And then the accompanying transcript to 297 is 298. If I may pass that out, Your Honor.
Please.
Thank you. With your permission, Your Honor.
Whenever you're ready.
Date is September 21st, 2016. Detective Major Detective Evans at Ashland County Sheriff's Office, Shawn Grate, requested to speak with you. Sean, you're busy, man. He said he wanted to talk to me. This is the first time I knew about that. Have you asked several times? No, I didn't get any information. There was a confusion because they thought you meant the corrections officer, the major. There's a major over here, so they didn't know it was me. So he sent me a text this morning, said he's asked you several times, and I'm like, what? So,
That's my fault. I got mixed up with the major,
okay.
so I can get your dates right.
All right, do you want to go over to this building? Want to go there?
Okay. And did you then go over to the police department?
Yes, I did.
Published 299, the accompanying transcript states Exhibit 300. All right, now prior to, I guess, discussing anything substantive with the defendant, did you have him fill out what is a commonly referred to as a Miranda form?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to show you what we marked for purposes of identification of State's Exhibit 312. What is that?
State's Exhibit 312 is a copy of the Miranda form that I presented to Shawn Grate on September 21st, 2016. I went through each of these rights. This is the paper that he signed and that was dated by me and timed.
And in fact, we can hear that form. That's the form that we're about to hear being signed at the beginning of this particular portion of the interview that's contained within State's 299.
Yes, this is the form that I read that he followed along with.
Okay. And he signed that form?
Yes, he did.
And did he appear to understand it?
Yes, he did.
And did he agree to speak with you?
Yes, he did.
And is State's 312 an accurate representation of that form?
Yes, sir.
And is this form commonly used during the course of the Ashland Police Department business?
Yes.
And is it kept in the normal course of that business?
Yes, it is.
Taking that off, David. I think, I don't know what kind of creamer that is. It was the only one in there, right?
I've been trying not to, like, seriously, I've been just, like, keep in my mind, and whatever, I have everything covered.
Okay, let me, before you say anything, because you are representative of the Ashland cases, right? So before you say anything, I'm going to do a little form. Okay? This is Prosecutor Chris Tennell's form on Miranda warnings. You write to remain silent. If you can initial each of these as they go, that means you understand them. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to talk to a lawyer prior to any questioning and have him present while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford a hire a lawyer, will be appointed to represent you before any questioning. Do you understand your rights? As I explained to you, and having these rights in mind, do you want to talk to me? Okay, and then you sign that.
Just to pause at that point. Detective, there's no audible response from the defendant. Was there a nonverbal response?
Yes.
What was that?
He nodded his head in the affirmative.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see what it is, the 21st of September. Okay. So I understand all they said there that you've asked repeatedly for me, and I told you I would come over.
In the mornings, I have to break.
not one time has they told me that you wanted to talk to me, so this morning I got a text saying he asked for you repeatedly and I'm on my way to work, and I'm like, nobody's said anything. So, so I wanted to make sure that you know how that went, because I tried to be open and honest with you and not take you around the barn, right?
I just figured you've been busy. Since they shut TV off, I figured that it was really trying to narrow down a lot of things, just trying to make a bunch of it, I don't know.
I don't know the reasoning on that, because last I knew you were seeing the news and you actually said you thought it was good for you. Or, I don't remember the exact words.
I don't really just watch the news, though. I mean, I've been watching the Indians game.
Yeah. I'm in denial, and I'm really facing it. Okay. It'd be good to pop in the news just because of the in the news, I hit myself in the mouth, but oh no, it is what it is. I can't change it. Right. I mean, and I think you regret. I want to regret. Regret ain't going to send me into suicidal thoughts or anything. Sure, I'd like to just wish God would just let me explode my heart and be done, but it's not time yet. You know what do you mean by that? Well, when God takes me, he takes me. So it's his decision, and when you go, not your decision? Yeah. Okay. So when you were thinking over these days that you wanted to talk to me, what are some of the things that you wanted to talk about? I wanted to get some dates right. Okay. Yeah, what do you mean? I don't remember the dates, but I wrote them down on this. I have this daily reader that was by the Christmas tree, which I asked David Evans, Sir Brian Evans. He said we first have to fill out this form, but he said he does remember some factors. What does this reader look like? It's a daily Bible reading. It's not a daily bread, but it's a daily reader. Okay. How big is it? After you open it up, it's like that size when you open it up. Okay. And what color is it? And it's like white trim. And it's in your room? Yeah. And where is it in the bedroom? It's by the chair in front of Christmas tree. Okay. Christmas tree. I'm gonna maybe get some pictures of that room and see if we need to point it out a little bit better, but tell me what's in that reader. I wrote down Elizabeth's date. The date Elizabeth died. Okay. That'd be the oldest date. And I wrote down Stacy's. That's the first time I was keeping track of how many days I was at the apartment. Every day when I woke up, I'd read it, flip the page. I've gone through that whole book, and I've been there over probably 40-some days. That's how long you've lived in that apartment? And no one's come and checked it. They only mow one time, the grass has been dry. And no one's come to the door or checked on you ever? Ever. That guy, that helps. Seeing TV too. Was that guy interviewed that owns the building? This man never checked inside. And he said they did? He said that 1 week they check all the apartments. And you know that's not true, because you're in there. Yeah. And obviously they would have known you're in there if they would have checked, right? And he's right down here. I go in and out of there. Like once I wake up, I'm in the morning, every day at 10:30, I leave. Especially when I was working at Sable a lot, I'd get up 8 o'clock. I'd go in and out of that apartment like it was mine. I mean, there ain't. Wow. Yeah. I didn't worry about it. you wrote the dates. Did you write any narrative or?
No, I didn't put it. I just wrote the date.
You just wrote the date down?
The Elizabeth. The oldest one would be Elizabeth. And they were Stacy.
Are there other dates on there or just those dates?
Just couldn't tell.
Why did you write those?
So I would know. I have to have reference.
Reference to,
How long the bodies are in there, been in there, kind of to know, well, because I was kind of paying attention with the odor,
yeah,
smells, and I mean, my clothes were starting to absorb the smell. Lori would recognize me with the smell of my odor,
yeah,
because I would hang out there every day.
okay. So it was to kind of see when they were there to kind of compare it to the decomposition.
To know how, like, I was getting down to having to, I was really thinking about getting out. Actually, for a week, I've been getting ready to catch the place on fire. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
building things up. You know what I mean?
When you say building things up, what do you mean? Meaning in your head or physically building things up?
Physically getting things ready for a fire. Like everything was downstairs. A lot of stuff that was burnable.
You were collecting that and putting it in the basement burned?
Yeah, I was just there getting it for the past week. Or Lori, but I think we want the fire,
Okay,
burn the house down to get rid of the evidence and know that, you know, that you're going to find 2 bodies in here. You know,
okay,
but then Lori came about, you know, it's just, you know, I really fell in love with Lori. Did care about her.
okay.
Has to be. That's one of the things I learned. Everything has to be okay with her.
Yeah,
You can't change it. I wish I could. But
I know.
I'm looking forward to the future. Things will get better. That's how I keep my mind. Things will get better.
With that daily reader, where in that daily reader are the dates?
Just mixed in there.
Or mixed in there?
It's on the page that I woke up to. Or actually, each incident I didn't sleep probably for 72 hours afterwards, but I still kept on it. I wrote down Elizabeth's date, and I just stayed up, you know what I mean? Like, the more you tired, the more you think things through. Regret it, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I wrote down the dates. I'm not exactly sure what they are, though. I didn't have to remember them, so I wrote them down.
Good point. Well, keep drinking your coffee. We'll get you another cup if you want. Is that strong enough? Because I think we get some stronger.
It's not very strong, but it's good. Appreciate it. This is fine ice too.
So you wanted to tell me about the journal.
Yeah, the dates are important, I believe.
Yes, I think they are. Oh,
There was something else. Not that you see it right after, like she maced me. I pretty much had my eyes closed as I was strangling her. And that's what, you know what I mean? I know I got something, a cloth or something. I just twisted it on her neck. I didn't completely strangle her because she's getting all sweaty. It was just, she had makes on her, me. I mean, I remember I got a cloth. I don't know mean, she didn't mean to. It's like her nerves, like it just happened. You know what I mean? It's like, well, maybe it's just meant to be, I guess. I don't know.
Meant to be meaning you strangling her, or?
Yeah, maybe it's just, because maybe, because it wasn't, nothing spoke about what it was supposed to be meant to be. I was confused in a lot of things. But I know, like, I've done a lot of praying though in between a lot of this. You get led to safe places,
Yeah.
like the house. Like, I'm trying to help you out, but
Yeah.
I can. I mean, really busting my brain trying to make sure that everything's out.
Well,
There is.
there's some I found out in the county at another location. And it's just not making sense to me.
Oh, another county.
No, in this county. And because you're straight with me, generally, it seems like at times I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I feel like I know because I'm not a psychotherapist. I don't know. I know that we've talked a lot, and when I look at things, like there's one in particular where there's some clothing and something else in that area, and I'm just gonna have to ask you if, and again, we've talked 3 times. I understand you told me you'd give it to me later. She told me that. But you were telling me what you thought I could handle in the day. I'm pretty tough. I think I am.
To me, what, like, I can handle.
Okay.
But everything's pretty much out. I did just remember a break-in
Okay.
that I should probably mention.
Where's that?
Like the Mifflin Flea Market.
Okay.
Break-in there.
Okay. Did you take her there?
Just a lot of little things. Started a taser.
Oh, I wonder where you got those. Is that the one right in Mifflin that used to be, what did that used to be? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get in?
Road. Opened that bear down. I had to chisel my way down to the city.
What all did you take out there?
$80. A cooler that you maybe have found out in the woods out there with one up the hill.
And the fort off of, about a Mifflin and a first left around the corner. Now your fort's up there.
That blue cooler I got out of there had puffed and ice, all kinds of stuff. I walked that from there all the way up the hill over here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and it was wild too. About 2 o'clock in the morning. You know,
Yeah, here you are with a cooler. And
just walking. Yeah.
when was that?
Shoot. That happened probably like 3-4 days after that one house, that one trailer with the older man came in. Because I just was walking to check in with it and see, and I seen the older man, this older man with not the police, but the same thing.
The Rangers?
Yeah, the Rangers. Yeah, that sounds like. So usually more like leave something by the door if anyone's opened it.
Oh,
If I know to go in or not.
okay. So that was 3 or 4 days after that report where the guy reported his break-in. And you took that stuff up to
I believe so.
your phone. Yeah, there was a cooler in there. There's a cooler up there. I didn't go to it, but I know the deputies took a look at it. Is there something you dug up there? Cans? A couple couple cans or tins or something.
Yeah, it's like
What is that?
over by the rock.
I don't know where. I only know it because I think Lori told me that,
Her and I, we walked there.
yeah, she said you guys took a journey out there.
Yeah, to the journey.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
yeah, that's far. That's a long walk. I don't know how many miles that is to get out from here to
I
there.
walked it a long time. Probably about 8 times.
Wow.
Back and forth. Like,
So what was in those cans?
boxes, had like costume jewelry, nothing really worth anything. I mean, much.
An opportunist?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely an opportunist. I think it's true. Pretty dangerous. And I have to admit it. It's no good. It's all my life.
Since what age?
Probably 8. That guy would have brought me in.
He is.
Now, Detective, this sounds different. Have you changed locations?
Yes, sir.
At this point in the interview?
Yes.
Why?
We were taking a break, and I walked him out outside to have a smoke break, and we continued talking while we're outside.
And were there other officers outside?
Yes.
You recognize him all this way? Yeah, that's Kurt Dorsey.
People, I remember people. Pretty good.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's the one who got on me.
Yeah.
I'm free. Glad Lori, you know, went good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Could have went no better. Just thinking about keeping her one more day, but it's like, and then at nighttime, before that, got me lightheaded. Feels good to be lightheaded though,
Okay.
in a way. Just through everything. But I let her, like, one more day. I'm playing on asking her to forgive me that day, and just kind of let her go. And right when it comes dark, and then that's when I was going to catch the place on fire. And then I was going to go to the Eagles gas station and just go there for a little bit. But I figured that you guys would catch with me there through all the stuff that's in the apartment, you and talking and stuff, and that's where you would have found me. I would have just stayed at Eagles gas station until you guys came,
Okay.
or until like someone seen me there and called. Hey, someone's there and you. I'm telling them.
Now, at this point in the interview, did you come back inside?
Yes.
Okay. And who is the defendant discussing at the moment?
He is talking about his son, his teenage son.
I've been thinking, yeah, I'm gonna write him a letter. I'm alright. Letter, notes.
Someday you can. Someday you can. Right? That it's not in his genes. That this is.
He's not a killer.
during the course of that particular interview, the defendant discusses a daily reader.
Yes,
At some point, did you return to the house at 363 Covert Court?
yes, I did.
When was that?
I returned on September 22nd, 2016 to the 363 Covert Court residence.
Okay, and did you write a search warrant in order to make entry to that unit again?
I did.
And it was granted?
My search warrant was granted, yes.
Okay. And pursuant to that search warrant, you went inside?
Yes, I did.
Did you find the daily reader?
I did find the daily reader.
Show states 301 to defense counsel. Show you what we've marked for purposes of identification. It states Exhibit 301.
Okay.
Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
State's Exhibit 301 is a evidence bag that APD uses, Ashland Police Division uses. And this specific evidence bag is the bag that I put the daily reader in, that I located in the 363 Covert Court residence. On this bag is the writing, it's my writing, this is a specific bag. And I wrote down all the particulars regarding when this was taken, where it was taken from. I have to sign this, date it, time it, and write down who the suspect victim were, the item number, what type of case this was, case number, all those particulars are on there.
You wrote it back. All right, you recognize, is that the daily reader in the evidence bag?
This is the daily reader that I recovered from 363 Covert Court on September 22nd, 2016.
And the defendant described putting dates into that daily reader.
Yes, he did.
Are those dates contained there?
They are.
Would you show us what dates are there?
On day 12 of this Love Beyond Measure daily reader is the date of September 9th, 2016. That's the first date that I see in the book.
And is there another day?
There is. On week 5, in the Beyond Belief, there's the date of August 17th, 2016.
And those correspond with what dates?
Elizabeth Griffiths was missing as of August 16th. That's the last anyone heard from her. This date is August 17th, and significant because that's the day that Shawn Grate told me that he killed her. On September 9th, September 8th is the last day that Stacy Stanley Hicks was seen on that night, and based on my interviews of Shawn Grate, September late on the 8th into the 9th is when he killed Stacy Stanley Hicks. Both of those dates are in the reader.
And where in the home did you find that particular item of evidence?
I found this daily reader right where Shawn Grate told me I would find it, which is on a table in the living room or bedroom, which is the room he used for both his living area and the 363 Covert Court residence. It was on a table near a little Christmas tree, right where he said it would be.
I'm going to show you a photograph marked as State's Exhibit 44.
Okay.
We've had prior testimony from Special Agent Ed Staley that's a photograph that was taken as they were processing the scene on September 13, 2016.
Yes, it is.
And that appears to be the area of the bedroom on 363 Covert Court.
That is the area of the bedroom, 363 Covert Court.
And the State's Exhibit 45 show the daily reader that's marked as State's Exhibit 301.
It's State's Exhibit 44 does show the daily reader on the table where Shawn Grate described that it would be. You can see it right there standing up and open.
And if we could publish that, we should.
Any objection?
No, it's fine, good.
I've got the pointer here. It's moving, circling this area here. Is what you indicated within the exhibit,
Yes, sir, that's what I'm referring to.
and that is the daily reader right there.
That is the daily reader, yes.
Now, that reader was not collected by Special Agent Staley.
That's correct.
But the first, is it fair to say that here on September 21st is the first time you knew of its existence or its significance?
This is the first time that anyone knew of the significance of that daily reader that was on the table, was on September 21st.
And State's Exhibit 301, is it in substantially similar condition now as it appeared the day you collected it on, I believe you said September 22nd?
Yeah, September 22nd, and it is in the same condition as when I secured that as evidence on the 22nd.
Now, the defendant, within the last portion of your interview, we heard, describes this mace incident with Stacy.
Yes.
Does he describe a different scenario on the 21st than he did in what we heard Friday during the interview on the 15th of September?
Yes.
How has it changed?
A variety of ways. He had initially talked about her being near the door, spraying the mace. At this time, he talks about it spraying him just a little bit, and he moves to saying that he couldn't see regarding how much that she sprayed. So there are a variety of differences in what was said. Just during these two interviews, there's a variety of differences.
And when a suspect changes his story, do you have confidence in its truthfulness?
I do. A lack of confidence.
A lack of confidence.
I question the confidence.
Now, if memory serves, on the 15th, he he gave a videotape demonstration of strangling both Elizabeth and Stacy. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, he did.
I don't recall seeing anything in there about a white piece of clothing wrapped around Stacy's neck.
There was nothing in the demonstration video about the ligature or being twisted around her neck during the video.
And in fact, based on the totality of the investigation, do you know, was there in fact a ligature around Stacy's neck when she was found?
I do not know that, no.
So the coroner could tell us that.
Yes, sir.
But that's a detail that the defendant left out previous to this particular occasion, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, it also sounds from the conversation that at the time on the 21st, that the defendant is telling you about his fort and dragging the cooler from the Mifflin Flea Market up to his fort in the woods, that the fort had already been located. Is that correct?
That's correct, it had already been located.
And he made reference to it in the earlier interviews we've already heard, correct?
Yes, he had already made reference to the fort and its location.
Did the information regarding what the defendant was telling you about the fort get passed by you to the Ashland County Sheriff's Office?
Yes,
And then they went out and found that fort, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, so that was information you received from the defendant that you passed along to that agency.
That's the sequence, that's correct.
Now, these interviews on the 21st, are they similar in fashion to interviews on the 13th of September, where there are various breaks in the audio?
Yes,
Your Honor, if we could publish State's Exhibit 302 and distribute the transcript marked 303. With your permission.
Go right ahead. They've already said they don't have any objection to those exhibits.
The more I actually see with like the news and stuff, I mean, it helps maybe bring out like my feelings of like getting in touch with myself, seeing like, especially her son. I mean, honestly,
Who's that?
Stacy's son.
Okay.
You know, it's her sister that said, and it's good. It's good to her. I am an animal, but I hope what I need, honestly, nothing to do with nothing else. I just, sometime before this is all said and done, I need to be able to ask them to forgive me. So now, it's sentencing, and I wish, if it'll not wish for it, I would like to say, as I'd like to just give up my life, okay, right, whatever consequence, for him to give me the sentence, you know what I mean? Whatever he would want done to me,
Names of the son.
and whatever he feels
reasoning is almost.
But I mean, although I would like to be able to ask forgiveness, some maybe getting right, definitely minimum and maximum.
Right, you're right. I do. You know, I'm not completely handle, but right before, that mom and me decided, okay, there's some stuff on. The first thought started before him. The trust your mind. Yeah. The big part that you can sometimes use. Come on. Did you have? No. There's a food cart that was saying, I think Stacy's correct. You know, out of the first. What am I looking at?
It's probably downstairs on the floor.
Did you ever take that food cart and empty it?
Try to use it on the card. Probably not.
She has money in her purse. What is that? I'm not sure.
I think it's $43.
All right, I'll have to. And she said that to me, and I said she was.
You're right, Judge, yeah, but I was judging very good judge people to be aware.
Yeah, I don't like that. But, building, kind of doing the restraint on the road is, that's one of the really very little premeditated meaning why you use the instructions not really. It's beyond.
put the restraints on? Okay. So you put the restraints on, so in case there's somebody else who can get in there? Do you want to? What do you want? Do you want? Have you accepted her before? So, you're saying that her was special. So you're saying on that, is that you're not sexual, but it's helping? So you put those restraints in your entire lawyer, but you never took her upstairs at all. Why? Okay. So you prepare the house for the Lord. How long have you been in? So right after, you put the restraints on the bed for the woman, so that you can get her there. And you're going to tie her up for the communicating with her, you can tell that she's acting to you physically. Is that what you're saying? Or did she verbalize it? Or did you tell when she was playing tennis, you could tell?
She was so frustrated she couldn't even play tennis. She wanted to go back to the park.
But you don't, right? So you talk, if you think she's going to be alone, you didn't think she would be alone when it came down to it. Okay. So those restraints are only for Lord in your mind. Being specific, this is important because it's a mindset and it's something that I don't want to have a wrong value on it because it needs to be the correct value. For your sake and for hers and for mine, it needs to be correct. Because if there's a dynamic of this, it's not true, or it's a different way you say, and there's people till the end of time who will hurt people. And if you have an opportunity to have an impact on whether we understand that, then you have to take the opportunity even when it's hard, even when it's embarrassing or you shame. Regardless of what you're feeling, it's still that way. So you have to push through that for the betterment of anything. So,
Yeah, that's okay. I really thought about the restraints.
I just know that they weren't used in from what you told me on anyone. There. And they're on there. Has anybody been tied up with those restraints? Anybody else? Anybody even legitimately that allowed you to do that? Because it's not hard for us to figure that out. Like we can see whose DNA's on those. Or that there's DNA on. Will it just be yours? Meaning you touched them before.
Yeah.
Is there any female going to be on there?
But it was meant to be.
Okay.
And upstairs, downstairs. So I
Meaning you intended, you were going to keep her there.
Every day. Every day.
So you prepared different areas where you didn't put her.
But eventually, it won't work out. Because I always going to have confession. I'm not going to tell her everything.
Okay. You want to get her pregnant? When you engaged in sex with her, did you have her inside of her?
No.
But I was working some stuff. Looked her in the jaw and cried. Care about her much and hurt her. But I really did. We talked about abortion and stuff. I was pretty sure, she said she could get an abortion.
So I guess that, right?
She used to be able to have something to focus on instead of everybody else's business. She's in everybody's business, condemning them. She's bad.
About condemning.
She's done everything. She told me she was stupid so many times. Stupid. She didn't, I just love a relationship. I love her, I'll get married, and I love her. But oh no, she really wanted to marry. She didn't want me marrying Amber again. Nothing. She didn't believe as being Christians and Christ perfect. I mean, I'm trying to be perfect. And a little thing, down the road. Kept telling myself that's the reason why we got divorced. Yeah, I took a chance. That's the situation. But I've already had two bodies.
Yeah.
Just wanted to try to clear her area. And now I kind of think, well, she doesn't because of the child. She can resent problem and she'll know how to be a parent. Her apartment full of Bible verses. What is she hiding from? She's hiding from something. Well, they're playing badminton. There's a couple instances. The first one, they're playing with this neighborhood kid. And he got a hard time catching. Well, we had peaches. Joe. And it was, they were got Judy, they were already splitting. He had sticky fingers. I'm like, well, go grab a peach. That way you might be able to catch the football. while she joked, she get a joke about what he didn't know what I was talking about. You know, him, it's a peach.
Yeah.
Something about 50 years. You know, I mean, don't get confused or she worked away. Because the same thing when you got that was the way she was sitting there, I couldn't get under her to help. Kept hitting it down. But then, I said, we had a good run. I just couldn't get it up. She looks at me and smiles, like, oh, you couldn't get it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know, other times at the table, you know, people would say stuff like that. And she had to catch her, you know, the workness of it.
Yeah. So, when I mentioned the restraints, you said you put those on before, after you met Elizabeth, or before Lori. When it comes to Elizabeth, you met her when you were doing that, she came out, and she was talking her world to you. How did you get it from her? How did you get yours? Was it right there or another time?
Another time.
On the other time?
Maybe about 2 weeks later, I went to, I told Lori, I was late, I went to Lori, she didn't answer the door.
Yeah.
And we Elizabeth always at me. We told her. And she invites me into her apartment, like talk. Then we decided to play it house. I stayed here about an hour. And she asked me for a number, hang out 2 times.
Nothing physical happened there? Did you have any physical affect to her at all?
You know, just she, attraction to her was, she just wanted to, it was all about God.
Talk about Lori or Elizabeth? Elizabeth talked about that. When you went home from her, I think at some point you said you felt like she was miserable.
That's what she says.
At what point did you think, I'm going to have to help her with that?
She calls me 11:30 at night.
And you knew right then? Had you been thinking about it? I could,
This is a surprise. This was a surprise call. She was bored. She somehow got brought up. She came over, wanted to play some Yahtzee, and then stayed at this other game. It's a dice game. And a guitar.
I mean, well, at what point was she, at what point did you know I'm gonna do this? Be honest. Whether you were thinking about doing it and doing it, or that you did it. Help me understand. Was it while she's there, or was it sometime after you met her, or was it?
Just before we went upstairs, that I knew, see if she could figure it out.
Okay.
Because she mentioned upstairs a few times. And kept avoiding it.
Was
After the
there,
game, after the game, already knows. Some other time. Because she was over before. She was I walked her back home. And she called me. She was
on that same day she was over before?
Yeah, that's where I wanted to eat. I had some roast chicken, a crock pot. And I asked her, well, that's how I left.
So she was over your house, or you were over here before?
Well, I was at her house, and then I told her that I'm gonna go home and eat.
Okay, you were at her house.
She's like, oh, we have the forest barbecue chicken, crock pot. She's like, that's good. I'm like, well, you want some? She walked. I showed her where I live.
And she came in.
We made a couple sandwiches. Then I walked her back home. Then she called me later on at night.
And she can't sleep. I mean, that she sleeps. And then she came over.
She wanted me to meet her down at the YMCA.
Did you meet her, or did she just show up?
I met her.
At the last scene after that? Did you know that? You know when you were downstairs? And then, maybe I was just saying.
I didn't know the end result. That happened.
Just knew you were going to see what she wanted, or what you thought she needed or wanted. Am I wrong, or is that right?
Yes,
Well, if I'll make that wrong, because,
I'm sure.
okay, that's a good answer sometimes.
You're right.
Detective, in that interview and a couple of others, the defendant has made mention of marrying Lori.
Yes,
And listening to him, one might get the impression that that was some sort of mutual thing between them.
listening to that.
Listening to him.
Yes,
Now, you interviewed Lori.
yes, I did.
What was your impression as to marrying this defendant?
That Daniel in the Bible is her husband, and that she has no intention of marrying Shawn Grate.
Okay. Now, the defendant is verbalizing marriage, correct?
Yes, sir?
Is preparing to kidnap somebody by putting restraints on every bed in the house and a chair? Is that consistent with some sort of mutual plan to get married?
That wouldn't be consistent with any plan that I'm aware of.
No. How
before
about
marriage.
forcibly impregnating Lori?
No, that neither.
Your Honor, I've got more interviews, perhaps after morning break.
Sure, that was a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our morning recess for about 10-15 minutes. Again, don't discuss this matter among yourselves with anyone else. Don't let anybody discuss it with you. Don't form any opinions or conclusions. Avoid any media and comply with the court's order, general order of admonitions. The court will be in recess for 10 minutes. It's 10:32. Detective Major remains on the witness stand. You're still under oath, Detective. Mr.
Yes.
Tennell, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll distribute State's Exhibit 305 in preparation for publishing Exhibit 304.
You went back after Lori was still at your apartment, and you went back into her apartment. We talked about that. Did you also go back into Elizabeth's at the same time? Since she died? Okay. Where are her keys? It's just one key on the ring? Okay. Here's a drawer. You want more coffee?
Yeah.
Alright, let me have some. Alright.
Let's try for the church.
Okay.
This is the apartment complex, which you will get into the Elizabeth side door. There's a side door here,
Okay.
and there's another door here.
This is that back alley.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then there's the church, and then here's the side door and the back door, and over here would be like that little, sort of play. No, there's,
Yes,
yeah.
playground.
Okay.
There's a little bit of woods right here.
Okay.
A fence.
Okay.
Little bit of white trees and stuff right here.
Okay.
Trees and whatnot. As I left. I just went in there to go clean up.
Like take a shower or what?
I just took a bath on the way. I just kind of like freshened up. And I also got played Yahtzee. I wrote my name down on the outboard.
By yourself?
Yeah, I mean, like the scoreboard,
Yeah.
I wrote my name on it. It was sitting on the table.
That's after she died?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went in. I got that.
What did you write? Shawn or did you write Grate?
Sure.
Put Shawn on her, yes,
I
you
already
wrote.
grabbed it. I grabbed it already and ripped it up. Disposed of it. It's gone.
Okay.
The key would be somewhere in here.
So after she was dead,
One single key.
it's one single key, and you threw it?
I just tossed it right in here.
So you kept it. How many times did you go in her apartment after she died? One time? And that was not the same day you went to Lori's? A different day?
Oh, yeah, it's a different day. Time's already, too much time's already passed for me to go to Elizabeth's at this time.
What do you mean?
Probably 3 weeks already went by.
When you went into Elizabeth's?
No, I mean, like one week went by. I went to Elizabeth's.
So she was dead for a week, and then you went into her apartment. And you took the Yahtzee and wrote your name on the Yahtzee?
And that was when we first played when she invited me into her apartment.
Yeah. afterwards she died, you went in and ripped that paper up. Does it have your name on it? Okay, is that why you went in, is to get that paper, or did you go in to freshen it up?
I just went in to try to look around.
What else is in there that you got? Is there any money or food or?
Paper towels.
You took some paper towels? Anything else?
I just kind of looked around. I went ahead and grabbed a shampoo, too.
What kind was it?
She has tons of them.
Tons of shampoos?
She's a little buggy on that one.
Yeah.
So, a whole bunch.
Okay.
She was sure she had no shampoo for her life.
Yeah. So you took a shampoo. How many shampoos did you take?
One shampoo and one conditioner.
Okay. Took them to your place? And the paper towels?
I took the paper towels to the gas station to start cleaning it up.
Meaning the Eagle to get repaired before you staying there?
Yeah. Keys probably that right in here.
Okay.
And what I want to here.
All right.
It may be an over the fence. Maybe here. Fence right here.
Okay.
Fence all the way down. All the woods here. Right in here.
Okay.
Single key. Her phone.
Yeah.
Bridge over here. Bridge. The church. And then over here.
So this is Holbrook. So Mike's Cleveland Avenue is over here,
On the Cleveland Avenue.
up there, and then here, then this is the alley, or if you go straight, would that go over to East Main, if you go straight?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a bridge. E, I think. A-O.
Yeah. So we're going down, and there's the bridge. Bridge.
B-R-I-D-G.
Bridge. The sidewalk area. I stood about here and I just tossed it.
Okay,
Probably 50, 60 feet. The whole, like, piece of the battery, the bag. There's 3 pieces.
okay.
Just threw it.
Did you throw that? Would you do that on the way to Lori's? How long did you have that from?
The very next day, it was daylight on my way to go get Lori at 11 o'clock for lunch. Oh man, there's one.
Detective, I'll show you State's Exhibit 306.
Okay.
What is 306?
States Exhibit 306 is a piece of lined notebook paper that I presented to Shawn Grate during my interview on September 21st, 2016. On this, he drew that alley at the side of the Stony Creek Apartments, formerly Village Green. It's the alley that would butt up against Holbrook. And he drew a fence row and some trees, and he drew where he tossed the key to Elizabeth Griffith's apartment. And he wrote trees, key, talked about the fence, and then he signed that with Shawn Grate.
He did that in your presence?
He did that in my presence.
And that's the, I guess, what we hear him doing in the clip that we just heard?
Yes, sir.
And is that the original?
This is the original, yes.
And you kept that in your custody and control prior to turning it over to the prosecutor's office?
Yes, I did.
Is it in substantially the same condition as when Shawn Grate drew it for you on September 21st, 2016?
Yeah, it is in the condition that when I first had it on the 21st.
Now, did you cause a copy of that exhibit to be given to patrol officers?
Yes, I did.
For what purpose?
Well, after he described where he had tossed the key after going into her apartment, Elizabeth Griffith's apartment, I arranged to get some metal detectors from Agent Staley from BCI, and then I gave this map, arranged for the officers to go pick up the metal detectors so that they could go out and attempt to search for and hopefully retrieve that key that he used to go into Elizabeth Griffith's apartment at 242L after her death.
And did you go along on the search for the key?
I did not. I stayed in my office while Officers Newman and Bloodhart, Sergeant Bloodhart at the time, had gone out, and then I believe Officer Jarvis arrived shortly thereafter.
And is it your understanding that they located the key?
They located that key.
We marked this State's Exhibit 307.
Okay.
What is State's Exhibit 307?
State's Exhibit 307 is a piece of notebook paper that I gave to Shawn Grate during my interview on September 21st, 2016. On this exhibit, which is the original, Shawn Grate drew the roadway of Holbrook.
Do they have any objection to publishing it to the jury is what I want on the record?
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
On the exhibit, Shawn Grate drew Holbrook Avenue, and there's a bridge on Holbrook, whereas if you're looking west, you would see the YMCA. And he drew where he had thrown Elizabeth Griffith's phone off of that bridge in pieces near the waterway there, over the bridge.
And we can hear him describing that to you in the clip that we just heard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he did that in your presence?
Yes, he did.
And is that also his signature that appears on that exhibit?
This is his signature, Shawn Grate.
And is that the original of that map, I guess?
This is the original of the map that he drew for me.
And was it in your custody and control until it was turned over to the prosecutor's office?
Yes, it was.
And is it in substantially similar condition as it appeared on September 21st, 2016 when the defendant made that map?
Yes, the map's in the same condition.
And did you also cause that map or a copy thereof to be given to your fellow officers to conduct a search for the parts of the cell phone?
Yes, I did.
And was that exercise fruitful?
It did not provide fruitful.
But I believe that it's the indication that the parts of the phone went into the creek.
They went into the water, which is moving water.
Will you blank this? which states Exhibit 308 and the accompanying transcript 309.
You may, as previously agreed to.
Well, I'm back. I'm gonna touch base on something else that I want attention, okay? Now, Charles Mill. It's beautiful down there, isn't it?
It is.
It's amazing. Good people down there. You said there was an older lady? Did you say she was singing at the front? Do you know where that was? Because it was by the restroom. The trailers that you were in there, how many in the park were you in? 3 in the park.
They're all side by side.
All side by side. So I knew there were 2 side by side. And then was this old lady, did the family come out there or on either side?
From the place, I kind of disappointed over the direction.
So he gave me some pearls. Tracy,
I don't remember Lori's last name.
okay. You don't know Lori's last name? Okay.
Someone asked her last name before, you know, we.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's weird. I'm sitting right beside you and he asked you your last name.
Yeah.
He said, none yet.
Okay.
None yet business.
Right. Okay. Are there,
Lori's last name, I'll leave it up to Lori. I know right now the judge won't. Now, besides all the other, the murder charges, Lori and I was talking that she was going to forgive me and just let the state pick up the charges, that she wasn't going to press charges. But due to all the other charges, I doubt if Lori's ever going to really write me or anything anymore. You know, but
she's one of a kind, you and I both know that. She's that strong in her faith. So we don't want to make any sense there. As long as her press, she doesn't have to press charges. It just happens.
I told her automatic.
Yeah, she didn't get a decision in that, so,
If she did, I told her you're going
Right.
to drug charges, state would pick them up.
right, so that's not her doing.
Right.
Believe me, it's not her doing. I don't want to say too much, but
She would write me, you know, if I didn't have all these other charges. You know, I mean, if there was some hope for me to get out. It's just an abduction at first, that's all I've done. And if everything was else erased, and it never happened, which I know it has, but if it never has, she would write me. And I got out, we were getting married. But maybe we were out through this.
yeah,
First, get 2 letters and then see.
yeah,
I mean, like
yeah.
that.
Did we hear that correctly, Detective? The defendant didn't even know Lori's last name?
That's correct.
And he makes reference there to he and Lori talking.
Yes.
Has there been any contact since the defendant was taken into custody at Covert Court on September 13th
No, sir.
between himself and Lori?
No.
So that must have happened when?
Prior to the arrest.
But subsequent to whatever he did to her that resulted in charge?
Yes.
And corresponding transcript 311 be published to the jury.
May?
All right, we black out the screen.
Driver's on in the driver's seat right here. I slid it right down beside the side console.
You took it out of the purse? How's come?
Remember name?
Why?
Name is important. Name.
Can you tell me why?
Remember name. It's important to remember names.
Okay.
You know, say that. You know, say that.
I don't know if they got it out there.
You know, like in between two sections, you got that center console probably in between the seat and there.
Detective, whose voice are we hearing there?
That's Detective Brian Evans from the Ashland Police Division.
Okay, so he joined this portion of the interview?
We went outside to take a break, allow Mr. Grate to have a cigarette, and during that time, Detective Evans walked with me.
Why does that upset you? Okay. Okay. Is there any other?
Grandchild.
Yeah.
Just paid off a house, I guess. Her son lives in the house.
Detective, it appears the defendant at that point has some background knowledge of Stacy, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But at this time, he's made mention, specifically within your course of conversation with him on September 21st, that he's been watching the news, correct?
Yes.
And I think, in fact, in one of the earlier clips, we heard him discuss the family as well as Stacy's son.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so that isn't information that he necessarily got from Stacy.
That's correct.
It could be,
Correct.
but it was also available within the body media accessible to this defendant.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Take the receipt from somebody or something. After you got money from Lori's, did you go buy any soaps at the Motor Mart down there? I think I went to Circle K. Circle K? Which one? The one name. So maybe you said you got some bucks. That's July there. Do you know what you did?
Lori
6. And then Tuesday mornings when we got her. So between Sunday, so Mondays when you think that happened? Yeah.
Evening, day.
That's when she said.
Yes, there is. Yeah, there. Or what? 100. I'm still trying to forgive myself, even though it's going to be a long family's able to forgive me. If they are able to, they need to support me for them to.
Yeah.
Need to try to find some type of forgiveness. It's really weird. Nightmare. Imagine.
Well, you had your plan to be honest with the police. Then I think you said, be honest with the families. And then you said you were gonna maybe get forgiveness from God. I think
I've
in our
asked God to
conversation.
forgive me. Help me through this. I have a peace.
Yeah.
I have a peace of mind. Just keep a clear mind. I mean, this life's just temporary anyways. You know, it's temporary. But we still gotta have we have to live it as best we can. We have to live a good life. This is an awesome life. I mean, this is a life test.
Yes, it is.
Interesting job. You guys got a good career. You know, you help people.
I'm passionate about it, so it matters. Especially with the types of cases I work, the sex offenses, mostly children. So for me, every day I know that matters because they're so defenseless. So
Yeah, I bet you do a lot of people without a conscience.
I do, and to tell you the truth, all day long, so many, and
I check myself. Am I still being a deceiver and honest? You know, I question myself still. You know, I'm like,
whether
I'm being.
you're something and you're deceiving me for what you are. I don't know if I understood what I just said.
Right, that's all confusing. But like kindness. When people say thank you and everything all the time, maybe that's what I want you really gotta watch out for.
Right. You're right.
And I've kind of been that way. But I like to say thank you and stuff to try to get my way more polite I am, the more I get away with it. Without meaning to. And it's,
Although I think people can see true compassion or see
the truth comes out.
the truth comes out. Yeah.
The truth does, yeah.
And did that conclude your discussion with the defendant on September 21st, 2016?
Yes, I mean, there's redactions, but yes, pretty much so.
I believe you said it's the following day, the 22nd, that you caused a search warrant to be executed again at the Covert Court residence?
That's correct.
Your Honor, I'm going to show State's Exhibits 313, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. State's Exhibit 313, can you tell us what that is?
Yes, State's Exhibit 313 is the affidavit and accompanying search warrant that I drafted regarding entering 363 and 363.5 Covert Court on September 22nd. It was signed by Acting Judge Thomas Budd on the 22nd, and it's stamped or sealed, and it has my signature on it.
And that's an accurate copy of that search warrant?
Yes, it is.
And when you went to Covert Court to execute that search warrant, were you alone or with somebody?
I was with Detective Brian Evans that day.
And did you, what was your purpose in going there?
I had interviewed Shawn Grate on September 21st, and on that day, he had talked about that daily reader that we saw a little bit earlier. I wrote the search warrant to go in to retrieve that daily reader Bible, and I also went in to retrieve Neosporin, Band-Aids, Marlboro cigarettes, and another writing.
All right, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 314.
Okay.
While you were executing that search warrant, did you and your fellow officers also take some additional photographs of that bedroom?
Yes, we did.
Your Honor, if we could publish 314 and then the photographs thereafter.
Any objection?
No objection, Judge.
You may.
All right, is this one of the photographs that you indicated that was taken by you and your fellow officers on the 22nd of September?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to draw your attention to a couple of red boxes underneath the bench that's holding the television.
Yes.
What are those boxes?
The red boxes, there's two of them underneath that bench that the TV is sitting on. Those two boxes are boxes of what are generally called love roses. It's a little glass tubes with little miniature roses inside of them.
Okay. Show you State's Exhibit 315.
Okay.
All right, and in this photograph, there appears to be a basket behind the clock sitting on the small table.
Yes.
What's in the basket?
This picture shows a basket, and inside the basket are just an abundance of those love roses. It's little glass tubes with various colors of roses inside of them.
Okay.
That's what's in that wicker basket.
And then there's a box underneath that same table. Is
Yes.
that correct? State's Exhibit 316. Is that a photograph of the interior of that box?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And can we see more boxes of love roses?
Yes, we can, individual boxes, yes.
We'll bounce back up to the top of the table there.
Okay.
What is that a photograph of?
This is a photograph, and the center of the photograph is a wicker basket with a whole assortment of the little glass tubes holding the roses, the love roses, they're called. 318 is a closer up picture of the box that contains the smaller boxes of love roses, and that was underneath the table.
And 319.
State's Exhibit 319 is the interior of a box which shows multiple smaller boxes of the, what they're called love roses, and one of those is ripped open where you can see the little glass tubes holding the roses inside the box.
I'm going to show you what we marked as State's Exhibit 388.
Okay?
Now, we've had prior testimony from two witnesses,
Okay?
Special Agent Larry Hoopman and Captain Lay,
Okay?
that these were found within Stacy Hicks Mitsubishi.
Yes. I saw those in the Mitsubishi as well.
Okay, and you said you were there at the time that search warrant was executed.
Yes, I was.
All right. Pulling out one of these boxes that was in the Mitsubishi.
Okay.
Is that box the same as the boxes that were located in 363 Covert Court?
This box is the same as the boxes that were located inside of 363 Covert Court.
Okay, and the contents are similar?
The contents are similar with multiple little glass vials or glass tubes containing multicolored roses, synthetic roses.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 320.
Okay.
What is State's Exhibit 320?
State's Exhibit 320 is a pink plastic basket. This basket was located inside the 363 Covert Court residence, and inside that are various tools. Looks like a flat Phillips head and a flat screwdriver, as well as a bent hammer. I saw those items when I was inside the 363 Covert Court residence. This picture depicts that.
Okay, that's a photograph, that's not the actual picture.
This is a photograph.
Now, what is the significance of these items as you photograph?
The significance of these items is that during my interview of Shawn Grate, he talked about having stolen a safe from the Revival Surf Store. He talked about trying to access that safe. He said he had used a screwdriver to try to pry the safe, and that he actually had a hammer that he was using, and that the hammer was bent as a result of him trying to access the contents that are inside of that safe. So I saw that in the house, and it directly coincided with what he said.
So it would just be another item that corroborates what the defendant is telling.
Absolutely.
State's exhibits 314, 315, 316, 317, 318, 319, and 320. Do they all fairly and accurately depict the scene as you found it on September 22nd?
All of those exhibits fairly represent what I saw that day, yes.
Show you State's Exhibit 321. What are we looking at there?
State's Exhibit 321 is a copy of an original evidence log that I prepared regarding my entrance to the home on September 22nd, 2016, meaning the 363 and a half Covert Court residence. I listed on here the items that I took during that search warrant, and I logged where those were recovered from within that residence, and then I signed this date and timed when those items were taken.
And does that particular evidence log document the collection of State's Exhibit 301, the Daily Reader?
Yes, it does.
And is State's Exhibit 321 a fair and accurate copy of the police evidence log?
Yes, sir, it is.
And it is maintained in the normal course of business, the Ashland Police Department,
Yes,
and used in your duties on behalf of the Ashland Police Department?
absolutely.
And what did you do with State's Exhibit 301 as documented within the evidence log?
I copied it, and it was turned over, and there's a chain of custody associated with that. From the residents to me, and from me to evidence, and from the locker.
You put it in evidence?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, should defense counsel states exhibits 323, 322, and 324. And did you again have occasion to interview the defendant on September 27th, 2016?
Yes, I did.
And where did that interview take place?
That interview took place at the Ashland County Sheriff's Office in Jail Division.
Okay. And why did you go over there to talk to the defendant?
He had requested me again.
We'll show you State's Exhibit 322.
Okay.
What is that?
State's Exhibit 322 is a copy of my original Miranda warnings form that I went over with Mr. Grate prior to the interview. It shows where he initialed the rights, acknowledged understanding, agreed to talk to me, and he signed and dated that, as did I.
And he in fact did that while the recording was running, so that is captured within the body of the interview.
That is memorialized on the recording.
And is State's Exhibit 322 a fair and accurate copy of that document?
Yes, it is.
And after reading the defendant this form and filling out its requirements, did the defendant agree to speak to you?
Yes, he did.
I'll show you State's Exhibit 323.
Okay.
Just if you can identify that.
Yes, State's Exhibit 323 is a disc of the recording from when I spoke with Mr. Grate on September 27, 2016. On this, you can see my full signature and date for the day that I authenticated this by listening to it.
And is it a fair and accurate copy, or fair and accurate, the contents fairly and accurately depict what the conversation on that occasion?
Yes, sir.
And like past clips, the audio is redacted, is it not?
Yes, it's redacted.
Is the remaining contents of State's Exhibit 323 accurate?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, if we could publish State's Exhibit 323 and the accompanying transcript of 323.
Any objection, Mr. Whitney? Thank you. You may.
We may publish the,
As soon as they get their transcripts passed out, yeah. I think we're good to go now.
September 27, 2016. Time is 13:25. The Session County Sheriff's Office. And with Shawn Grate. Thanks, guys. There. Got your glasses? Sure. Well, they told me when they talk, because you represented, you got a form. You okay with that? Same form as we did before. There's your pen. Let's see here. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can only be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer prior to any questioning. And the present while you're questioned. If you cannot hire a lawyer, won't be appointed to represent you before any questioning. And then you understand these rights I've explained to you and have these rights in mind when I'm talking now. See, it is the September 27th, and it's 1:25 p.m. See if I can do it.
Did the defendant indicate to you in some nonverbal manner that he was willing to speak to you?
Yes.
How did he do that?
He nodded in the affirmative and took the form, actually just took the form and started signing it, initialing it as I went,
As you were reading?
as I was reading it.
Can I get a cuff key? A cuff key? Yeah. And do you think coffee makes? Yeah, there goes. Can you have a coffee, cream and sugar? Yes. When you get a chance. Fine. Fine, I understand. Alright, we're gonna do this cuff. How's that sound? There we go. Is that better? Alright. What's going on? Could you feel, like one of these incidents that is going to occur, could you feel that it's brewing, like it's something's going to happen here?
I've avoided a lot of situations because of that. I'll make an excuse and leave like.
Give me an example, if you can.
I mean, I've always been to the apartment 2 times before. Just
To drop off food or to pick up clothes?
to check it out.
Okay.
Just check out the apartment.
And did you feel like it might happen then, and then you just told yourself, no, I'm not gonna do this, or how did that thought process go there?
She wasn't thinking. I think her mind was clear.
Yeah.
We just got done playing tennis. She was talking about she wanted to play putt-putt golf, and I think she was talking about putt-putt golf. The way she said it, she needed something like so we just like.
Yeah. So, when you talked about knowing you wanted to keep her, take her, and keep her for 3 days, how long had you been thinking about that you didn't do it?
Someone was telling me probably since the day I met her, like, we just declined it. Like she needs help. I mean, if I need it, I don't know. I don't know.
She's a different dynamic than, obviously.
Rock needs money into my life. Somehow I got her for a reason. But the thing I learned that it wasn't really God, it was the devil. It wanted to deceive, probate mind, and doesn't know what but recognize it.
Yeah.
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 My penalty to this is death. The Bible says, after all that time, I accept death.
That's what you believe, or that's what you think the Bible says?
Well, the Bible says in Romans that she doesn't, at least punishment in death.
And you agree with that?
What I've done. And they would justify the families, I believe. They would either, I believe the families for that too. I believe, yeah, I believe that actually, to answer your question.
Because it's an honorable thing to feel or say, or do you, Shawn, do you think that should happen?
I would love to live something good, all the days. I can still breathe, There's things that I can do still to encourage people.
You're doing it right now. Yeah, right now.
I can live in prison and try and survive. But yeah, I feel that I should probably get the death penalty.
Did you try to use any phone while you were in her apartment?
No, but I seen it. It was sitting on the mattress, but I never used it.
Tried to use his phone in Griffith's apartment when he went in there.
No.
Are you sure? Or did you pick it up just to check it out?
My earbuds are on it, yeah.
All right, tell me about that.
I just looked at it like, the phone I had. That's what I was wondering. The phone that one, is a, I don't know, it was an Obama phone. I think it might have been that one that I threw. That one.
That might be the one you threw?
No, the Obama phone.
Yeah.
So when I went into her apartment, I seen a flip phone. And it was kind of like right there, and I went through pictures. And it's like, oh.
Did you take any pictures or anything? Well, I think they're trying to see, maybe it was used or something. I don't know what we're talking about. Let me send a message on it.
I opened it and went through the pictures.
What was on it?
Just my friends. One of her girlfriends.
It says there was a text attempt at 7:04 p.m. Did you try to see if it worked? It doesn't matter.
I didn't. No, I didn't text no one. No.
Okay.
Maybe I turned it on. I don't think I did. I might have turned it on. I think it might have all. I might have turned it on with no test attempt.
Okay.
I didn't text no one. Was it an accident? But no, all I did was put it, went to the menu, pictures.
Whenever you're looking at the picture, explain that. That's just, I'm just wondering that.
Yeah, I went through the pictures, just kind of seeing if she even used the phone at all, if it was used, if she used it.
The one you threw off the bridge, was that one that she brought there that night? So she would have had two phones?
Yeah,
Okay.
she has two phones. I didn't use neither phone.
Okay. I found that key.
I thought maybe when it was on one of the charges, with the Yahtzee.
Is the key on there?
Just a key that came on the evidence. So I don't know.
Yeah, a patrol guy, one of the patrol guys found that key and comes to my office and he called and said he found that key. I couldn't believe it because that's wooded in there. I didn't think he'd find it. They had a couple metal detectors, but a guy that didn't have a metal detector just walked right up and right up to it and picked it up. Kind of like,
So there's someone fresh eye.
it did.
That's good.
Well, I think there's few condoms in the house. Are those used on, do other girls in there that you've had sex with?
I don't know.
Do you them on those,
Stress reliever, chlorine.
so it's always on yourself? Why put a condom on if it's for you?
It's,
I think I know in my head, but tell me why.
it's some of the main thing to have it protected, safe, to, a lot of other things that come with the condom,
Yeah,
socks, cloth. You know what I mean?
so the condom, so it would be lubricated, because it's supposed to be? I mean, is it,
Whatever.
right, okay, that makes sense. So the condoms in there, will those just have your DNA on, or will they have anybody else's?
That's fine.
And I ask that because if they test a condom and it's not you,
It's possible.
okay.
I don't know why, but I don't think that way at all. Not like that. I don't desire men at all.
I work sex events, so, I mean, that's not, I got it. I talk to people all the time about this stuff.
It's stress reliever.
Okay.
It's something I just don't get.
I think there was a condom upstairs. If I'm thinking right, they were seeing if that had Elizabeth on it. Did you put that inside her bottom at all? Not even like easy? I'm not saying you,
No, I didn't get nothing sexual with Elizabeth.
okay.
Yeah. And abuse, I didn't torture any of them. Nothing like that.
How after they were gone?
I didn't even know now.
Would that be something hard for you to tell me if it was?
It'd be hard for me something to do. So, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it. Wouldn't be able to do it. It might have thought. There wasn't really a thought to do it. But it was there. It's like one thing that they just grabbed and done. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not something,
once they were gone, my main focus was to try to what to do next.
I mean, and that stuff that they figure out, it's not incredibly hard to figure out if that happened. Even in the advanced stages of decomposition, we can figure some things out like that, if that's the case.
Elizabeth Lyons, while she was in the closet, her tongue was twisted out of her mouth. Her check there. I don't know if that's normal. It seemed like all these women's tongue ended up out of their mouth. Like, you know what I mean?
During you checking them or afterwards?
After, once she let off that last scream, her tongue was kind of like, it's out of their mouth.
Okay.
And I tried to push Elizabeth's tongue back in her mouth and stuff to be able just to do. I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of like I had her mouth up, like, oh man, you know what I mean? I can't even fit and really stare, look at her. I just got her in the closet.
Well, she's so far in the closet that she's right up against the wall. To do that, did you have to bring her back out of the closet?
No, it was really tight.
It was tight, so you just went up in there and,
I used one of them things to come in the morning, just kind of like to help. I'm just kind of like, put her tongue back in. I don't really know why, maybe
I mean,
for flies or I don't know what else.
that you would open her mouth to, I mean, help me understand that. That's one of the things I can't compartmentalize. And here's my word, and you would seem hurt if I was lying. You know what you would know that when I'm lying, if I was lying. I want to understand that. And it's no judgment of you. Listen, here's where I am. If you're putting that in her mouth, oral sex seems to be your thing. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong on that. Am I wrong? That's something that's your thing. It's on the videos. It's what's described. It's kind of. I'm there. I understand. I'm with you. I got it. Obviously, if someone's gone, she's not able to perform oral sex upon you. And I don't think it's a far reach to think it would be that using putting something in her mouth is simulating oral sex. And here's where I'm asking for your honesty. This isn't the first time this stuff has happened, and it won't be the last. I generally talk to people about doing things to kids who are completely defenseless all day long. When I'm hearing the dynamics of this and thinking about the sticks, I don't know what to call it anyway. What do you call those things? I haven't known what to call them, so I've been trying to. So I think when you're putting that in her mouth, and I will never put words in your mouth because you have been so candid and open with me, but if it's something you think you're judged on, I don't want you to hold it in because I need to know. When you're putting that in her mouth, you told me that she had, I think she got rigid or got stiff pretty fast or something. You said you pried her mouth open to let the flies go in at one time. And then we're talking about pushing her tongue in. Put something in her mouth. Just the face value seems sexual to me.
It wasn't no sexual attention, but
is there curiosity? What is it? Like,
I just wanted to put her tongue back in her mouth, kind of open the airway, and I know the flies through.
so then when it comes to Elizabeth,
Yeah, her wound being open. You know, it's like they're in the ear up fast.
yeah. Is it a good thing? Like, what are you thinking when you were looking at that? Be honest with me, no matter what it is, please just tell me.
There's not a day that goes by, I don't think I want it. Picture it. I mean, that's why I sometimes that I don't even really good. But if I can find forgiveness in my, I know eventually, once I get to talk to your loved ones, he's good at that. And it's out there.
How about Stacy?
I don't know, it was a failed attempt that I learned.
What do you mean?
Through Elizabeth, that it's impossible to get your tongue back in.
Oh, you couldn't get Elizabeth back in?
Listening from the pressure. Trying to breathe.
Okay.
I'll put all that through, like, trying to gasp for air.
What are you feeling when you're doing it? Doesn't mean it's what you feel now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel energized during it? Do you feel,
Well,
what do you feel?
Daisy, I mean, pretty much, I was waiting to add my son to anything.
after that happens, after they die, what do you feel?
No.
How about with Elizabeth?
Elizabeth should never happen. Should never happen. She shouldn't. Live our states, should never happen.
Why do you think there were a couple in such a short period of time there?
I thought that they were just, they just came to me.
How do you feel like this is what we needed to do?
Yeah, I felt like it was meant to be something great.
So when you were with Lori, there's a point when you're choking her, and she's not fighting you.
I just judge her for her own, I didn't put no pressure on her. Lori said, and her now she was done, just kill me. I went, okay. Alright, no problem. Not even 3 seconds. She actually wanted to kill her. I let it go. I like it.
Why did you let go?
I told her already that. I was already to admit myself. Regardless. Am I supposed to kill her? Set her free as many times as she wanted to die. She thought about killing herself several times. But I wasn't going to. She still be reached out to others. She has a good heart. She is.
So you're saying, I'm gonna paraphrase, you feel like she has a purpose on this earth, therefore you let her live. Time period, looks like you are maybe contemplating, she's reading the Bible to you. She said you got up and you were pacing. What were you thinking about when you were pacing? Do you remember what I'm talking about? What were you thinking?
First started,
Yeah, what were you thinking?
she called me a creep. You're a creep. You are a creep. Shut up, I'm not. I'm just going to hold you. And then she started fighting me. And it's like, oh, quit fighting. So we better. Let's just hold each other.
When she called you a creep,
And we're really actually saying,
how did that bother you?
yeah, it bothered me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would she call you that when you were pacing around, or called you that when you came over and took the Bible from her?
I took the Bible from her and grabbed her. It's like, so I'm gonna hold you. Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
When you were pacing before you took the Bible, were you thinking, contemplating whether to do what happened? Is that what you were pacing around about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds. Well, I thought it was so hard to get her in there, and when time that she was there by herself, I heard it made an excuse for us to leave. You know, but now we're here sitting,
Do you feel like there's a chance she would come back in again if you didn't do what you did then?
no, I could have got her back at any time. I could just ask her to help me with something. Help me with something.
Okay.
I've asked her to help me wipe the walls down. I mean, first paint. I've asked her to help me paint my hair.
Okay.
Same about it. Right after the state fair,
Yeah.
and I can't do that. Maybe we should wipe the walls down first. But it gets paint, and no paint.
Okay.
Cover,
Oh, yeah, just say that we took away the walls. All right.
wipe the walls. I'll let you get paint later.
Is there anything else you want to cover with me today?
Premeditated.
You what?
Premeditated.
You are a premeditator?
Those with our clothes, and then it's like color clothes, and then body's clothes. And it's part of why I kind of wanted to go for the mouth and kind of like get the process going. It's like I had 12
Why not just take her out of the house totally?
Our bed was shady.
Or had you already thought you could torch the house?
Yeah, once that happened, after that happened, as I was thinking of what to do next, I could catch the house on fire, but too many people already know that I lived there. There's like a handful of people that knew I lived there, that once they got on the news that there's Elizabeth, they went to me. So I already knew that I was going too far. I probably wanted to tell myself, I wanted this to be over with. It's not, there'd probably be a lot more already lives lost without no purpose, just because I'm lost.
Yeah.
Being lost.
It's just that you've been lost for a long time.
Yeah, I've been lost. 5 hours. Even though they're toward the end of the forgive, I'm more afraid, don't know what he does.
She said that after you strangled her or when you were strangling her?
When it was too late,
Meaning what?
it was already waiting, it was way too late.
Way too late in your mind, like it's going to happen, or way too late during it? Is that right?
No, you said it right. I mean, now I wasn't too far into where it was too late. I couldn't stop.
But you were strangling her, and she says, while you're strangling her, forgive him or for he knows not what he does. Quit survival.
She kept saying, Lord, save me. And I'd stop. He already has.
Meaning hers.
He already has. You know, she kept repeating and repeating. I said, now you gotta believe it. We gotta believe the Bible. We just said Jesus loves me together.
At what point?
Saying Jesus. Jesus loves you. And then she started saying this like that. At what point? After me joking and then trying to get it out to try to find like a comfort of being able to let her go, but she kept resisting.
Meaning, I'm paraphrasing, correct me when I'm wrong, okay? Meaning, you had already strangled her but let go, and then she's kind of freaking out. So you trying to come up with a comfort, meaning you're trying to hug her to make this go away so that You could let her go because she won't tell anybody?
I said, just do one more. And I tried to tell her.
What would she do?
Stop me. Try to hurt me. And she just kept going on and on. And just like Jesus said. And I said, I've never heard her ask Jesus to see her. We just talked about that.
And she said that she had asked him?
Yeah.
And you told her that we already saved?
Well, she said like 3 times.
Yeah.
Might be the only true person.
What is it? Why do you say that?
See it in her eyes. She was just there. She was very encouraging. Wish she don't understand a lot of things about her life and her family.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Probably all that I've gone through with my family. Clicked. I thought we were better, and then when I was taking further pressure on her, it scared her just a little bit. God just threw it to show her that we could do all that.
Were you trying to show her that, or being honest with yourself and me? And if the way you're saying it is, then it is, I'll believe you. But is it you just trying to show her, or is it the momentum is, I'm going to do this to her, but yet your conscience is telling you not to do it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because we
I
talked,
didn't want to do it at all. I wanted to find a reason not to.
because we talked about how last time how you were downstairs thinking,
Passion wanted to just free her from this world. I just wanted, I did it first talking to her. This lady.
yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately. And she's gone for many years. Which is just really sad. It's horrible. Going through my mind. And
so you're thinking downstairs, well, she's wanting to come upstairs. Depending on how this goes, you may or may not do it. I think is what you told me before. And then you go up the stairs. You get up the stairs and you know this is going to go one or the other. It depends on what she does and how this goes. So then you put your hands on her neck. What is it? Is it about how she does, or are you at that point saying, don't do this, telling yourself, Shawn, don't do this, like it's coming? Like, tell me.
yeah, it's coming. I feel it like it's coming. My heart's pumping. It's just I hope she don't say nothing else about nothing that's going to make you feel sorry for her. You know, as long as she, no matter what she says, you know, I just go along, show her upstairs. good long pause, just a good pause for a while. Open the windows. He was upstairs for probably like 15 minutes.
Okay. When your heart's pumping, you feel like you're going to do this for your own. Is it the feeling that you can't put into words, that you just feel like this is going to happen here? Or is it, how is that? When you say your heart's pumping and you're thinking, oh, you know, here's where the momentum going. Here we go.
All things flashing before me.
Like what?
Like it just, what do I have to do next? And I thought, then, before I knew to do it, I thought about, I want to leave. I think I made a really good arrangement. Too many people already know I live here. I felt good, though. I kind of felt torn after their lives left their bodies. And late I felt panicking, like, oh, what have I done? And then I'm like, wow. In a way, I felt like, possible, you know, I can't believe it that I've done it at the time. I feel like, I was so stupid.
You're not stupid like you're now. You feel that. I've got words, but I'm not going to put them in your mouth. Okay. Yeah.
Angry, I felt angry for some, for having to do what I did. Therefore, when I dragged, like Stacy, when I dragged her down to the basin, I had no remorse on how I handled her. Wrapped her up, dragged her down to the head and every step.
Tell me why you're saying that. What was the significance of that? So you had no regard or no remorse enough that you're letting your head bounce off the steps. Why is that stick out in your mind that you do that? That you did that?
Because she should have been in her car and she should have just been gone already. She should have been already dead.
So when you drag her from there to where she died to the basement, you're angry with her because this had happened and that she caused it in a matter of words.
Yeah.
So the disregard for her to let her head bounce off the steps is your anger bringing her down.
Yeah, well, I didn't stop and let it bother me as I...
Because there's a guy there that I thought maybe he was there buying something. One of the people there, and I thought maybe it was that. But it's the only there's a guy that you have, I don't know his name here. I think there's 3 calls or either texts or calls to the one guy. Is that anything that I need to worry about?
I don't think I...
Probably a week ago.
I say Brandon.
I think so. Okay. I don't know. I mean, honestly, figure out who it is. But if we see...
He's just a middleman. Just have the time to let everyone go. Step forward. I just fell asleep by enough.
Did you set your clock to go off your alarm so that you wouldn't fall asleep, Lori?
Half an hour, every half hour, I set the alarm clock.
So you wouldn't fall asleep that way? She thought she heard it.
Noises upstairs, and I don't know where they come from.
And that's all that was?
Yeah.
Okay, because if there's somebody that was up there,
Not
then,
two at the same time.
you what?
I wasn't counting two women at the same time.
Elizabeth was gone. You went back over to her apartment.
Yeah, you know, when I went over there, I did the bill.
How many?
Where was in the drawer? There's the bottle in the drawer.
How many pills did you take?
250.
How many, like, different kinds?
Maybe 5 different kinds.
So it was whatever's left in the bottles?
Yeah.
So you took out the bottles, put them in the drawer? Or the bottles in the drawer or somewhere
I
else?
put the bottle back in the drawer.
Okay,
I got my hair.
okay.
I didn't worry about you.
Do you know what kind the pills those were? Alright, is that the pills that you had in the bowl in the house? What was I missing? You alright? What are you thinking?
I took anything else out of the apartment. Paper towels.
Paper towels and
Pills.
I think you said shampoo and conditioner. Razors. What'd you do with that paper that from the Yahtzee? Did you leave it there or take it with you?
I ripped it out on the way back.
Okay. I've asked you a lot of questions over the course of all these hours. A long time. So, anything else I'm missing? Are you okay? What are you thinking?
I don't know how Elizabeth's apartment.
Pills, paper towels, shampoo, conditioner, razors, and the Yahtzee thing. Thank you for calling over here.
Maybe some next week or something. Rest shade.
Detective, the defendant tells you, quote, "I feel angry for someone for having to do what I did."
Yes,
Did you take that to mean it's the victim's fault?
I did.
Out of the lunch break, Judge?
Yeah, if you got no more questions for follow-up at this time.
Follow up with that. Thank you.
Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a lunch recess for an hour. It's now 12:20 p.m. Please be back in the jury room no later than 1:20 p.m. And we will proceed at that time. Again, please remember not to discuss this case among yourselves. Don't form any opinions or draw any conclusions. Don't let anybody speak with you. Don't investigate anything on the media or internet, and comply with all the court's general order admonitions. With that said, court's in recess till roughly 1:20 p.m.